and happy Wednesday afternoon. Is it just me, or is it like crazy warm outside? Seriously, it's throwing me. It's like almost 70 degrees outside, and it's sunny and warm. My animals have been wanting to lay in the sunshine all day. I have the windows open. I'm airing out the house one last time before we get into the brutal cold, because we're supposed to get cold again this weekend. Hi, Heather. I'm glad you're here. Here's my project for today. Well, kind of. Not exactly. Hi, Stephanie. I showed Stephanie a sneak peek of this project already, and I was like, I'm excited because this project excited me when I saw it in the catalog. I'm like, I've got to make that. As a matter of fact, I got out all of my mix-in papers, and I was ready to make this project, and then I was cross-stitching, and there is a designer. If you Google, not this minute, but if you Google Satsuma Street, S-A-T-S-U-M-A, Satsuma Street, and look at her cross-stitch designs, you will see her color combinations are incredible, and it kind of inspired me to do something like this, but a little bit different. So I'm going to show you what I did to start with. And I want a 2-page spread too. So here's the bundle. Here is the Triangle Trees bundle. Now, it says coming in November on the website because everything is available individually except these crazy thin cuts. You know, they have trouble with getting these thin cuts, and they take forever. So because the thin cuts are not available, the bundle's not quite available. So if you like the stamp set, if you like the stencils, you can get those now. You can start creating this stencil. It's amazing. So let me show you the stencil. I put it on against some black paper just so you could see. One of the stencils is triangle. So let's face it, if you trace and cut out one of these triangles, it's pretty basic to cut triangles. You could stack paper and use one as a, use one and cut many more. The cool thing about the triangles is, like when you cut them with the die, they're all the same angle, see? So if you cut a whole bunch of the big ones, you can cut them down to make the different sizes of the thin cuts. So I'm not trying to talk you out of the thin cuts. I'm just saying if for some reason you miss them, because every single person I have talked to wants these, and they're not very expensive. They're just not in stock yet. How did I get one? Because when they did the maker preview, they had a small amount to get the makers started, and then of course they sold out until I think they fully expected to get the shipment by now. Anyway, you can see what you can do with those. Stack them up. This is just the dark and light side of pine, and wouldn't that make a cute little tree? Put a little foam tape under each level, and you've got yourself a really cute little tree there. Use those decorative scissors and just cut across the bottoms and make them bumpy or ruffly or whatever. Wouldn't that be cute? Anyway, I just wanted to show you that. But today I am using the die cut, and I'm tired of putting this project off because I'm waiting for the product to come in, because I could have done a stencil project. Here's the other stencil. It's the details of, so you can do them just a solid, or you could do them, put this on top, or you can stamp. Like you could do these and then stamp on top of them. I mean, there's a lot of options if you have the stamps and stencils, okay? But today, I might use the stamps just a little, but I'm primarily gonna use the thin cuts. Sorry, I had to put that on my table. So I already cut, so I'm gonna set these aside. I might use these, so I'm gonna open them up and get them ready. So let me show you what I did. I have scraps coming out of my ears. I store scraps in those giant 12-inch Ziploc bags, and I do them by color family. So, you know, I have like red, you know, reds and oranges and yellows in one bag, and blue, green, purple in another bag, and then I have black and white in another. And my scraps were getting crazy out of control. My scraps were not small, but it didn't really matter. So I just took, I'm tired of my scraps overflowing, so I just took my scraps and started cutting trees. Can you see that? All those colors that I did. I just cut tons. And you know, the back sides are the wider version. And I cut them in different sizes. So for every, you know, 4x6 piece of paper, I stacked it 2 or 3 deep. And I was able to stack all of the die cuts, arrange them like a puzzle, and get all of the cool colors. Now you can kind of see the colors that I'm working with today, because I decided I'm gonna do something like that Satsuma Street color scheme. Now, the other thing that I grabbed, which I've been doing a lot, and I do a lot around Christmas, is my specialty papers. So this is Twinkle Toes, and in different lights. At first you might think it's yellow or gold, but it's not. It's pink. There you go. It's like a really pretty kind of a glossy pink. And then there's Sunbeam, which is definitely yellow to yellow orange, depending on the lighting, right? And then there's Majestic, which has a white to purple kind of tone to it. I don't think I cut any out of Majestic. I think I primarily used the oranges and yellows and pinks. And then this is Journey glitter paper. You know, I had it out of the bag to show you, but it blinds you. It is so brilliant. Like if you use this in a whole sheet, your eyes would need like a shield. It's so bright, but it's really pretty. So I grabbed those. And then I grabbed my, you know, my mix-in papers. I really do like this wood strip here along this bottom. And I grabbed the wood grain out of here at first, but when I put it with the colors that I decided to use, I know it's weird, but I actually ended up using this print, which is actually Acorn. And Heather, I'm just telling you, toffee would not work on this. Acorn was the win. It has just enough of that golden brown. So I say that to Heather because Heather told me she is not a fan of Acorn. And you know what? I am not a fan really of any particular color. I like color combinations. So I thought, gosh, you know, let's do this, but let's do it in funky colors. And I started grabbing fall colors out that I like. So Acorn, because we're using that paper anyway. And, you know, you always have to have an orange, like pumpkin. And I wanted a bold orange to go with it. And so I chose Paprika, which is like a reddish orange. And then Sundance. Well, these are very nice fall colors, but I need it to be modern and brilliant and pop. And so I added a brown, and then I added Journey and Rosy. That definitely will pop. So these are the colors I'm using, and yeah, I know. How many people have like a billion inks? If you're like me, you have colors that go together that you really like. You don't, even if they're not close to my heart, you have colors that will work for this. And so I have all the cardstock colors. I have the ink colors. I'm like, I'm using them, man. So this is my plan. I am going to start by, I'm making my page just a smidge different, not much different, but a little. Like, I am not using this, they have a green border. I'm not using a border. I'm just going to use a full sheet of white cardstock because I really like the look of the trees and the colors that I picked on white. And then I want all this white space up here. When I kind of laid my trees out, I felt like I had a lot of white space. And so I'm going to just spatter a little bit of ink onto the sheet. And let's see. I gotta find my color. Where did I set it? I was going to use my gold. If I can find where I put it. Here it is. Okay. So I have a gold shimmer brush. I have my trusty nasty rag sitting here for all my spills and disaster. But basically what I want to do is I want to squeeze out a little puddle onto my block. Okay. I don't want to permanently color my block. And then I'm going to move my paper down and I'm just going to flick some of the gold into that where the white space is going to be, because it's just a little, it's going to be a little much. Now, I don't know how much you can see that. Yeah, you can see it. Okay, so there's page 1, and now let me go ahead and do page 2. I just want these to dry while we do the rest of our project. So, I'm just flicking some gold. All right, wow, that's really pretty. And, you know, if I feel like later I need like a bigger splotch of that, then I will, let me wipe it off on my rag. There. I can always, you know, touch it and splotch it a little more. Now the other color I want in the background is Journey, and you'll see why in a minute, but I'm going to go ahead and make a little puddle of Journey. I have a white spritzer. People ask me where I get this, these spritzers. This was from the Dollar Tree. You get like 2 of them in a jar or 3, and I use them for everything. I use them for everything. So I'm just gonna, I don't want too many dots of this Journey because I might add some sequins. Oops, I'm gonna get my paper all wet. All right, so there's one page. And then here, let me just wipe off that little section there. And then we're gonna tap. All right, that's pretty good. All right, I'm gonna wipe off my water brush, set it aside, clean my table off because I am such a slob. You might even see splatters on my table. I have a few like almost permanent splatters on this desk and a couple of places where I messed around without my all-purpose mat. That was not very smart. Okay, so while those are drying, I'm gonna set those aside to dry. I already put my triangles in piles for the right page and the left page. And I just thought I was gonna sit and put some triangles together. I have like a few things stacked up already that I just want to like put together. And then now you could do these in different ways. You could, I should have done some of these ahead because the time it takes me to do this is ridiculous, but some of the colors, you may look at them and go, ew, what are you thinking? But when it's all put together, you'll see what I'm talking about, how cool it looks. I'm just gonna flip them upside down so I have them in kind of in order, sort of in order of what I was thinking in my head, how I want them, but I always change my mind when I'm on here and actually making my project. I'm having trouble picking everything up with my nails the way they are right now. We went ahead and put all of our, not all, but a lot of our lights up on the top of the house. All of our neighbors have started doing their Christmas lights. Look at that journey color, isn't that gorgeous? Because it's so warm. And you know, I just keep thinking about all of the years when we have been out there and wearing gloves and parkas and everything you can think of. And we are just, what did that go to? That did not go there. I need to think about that a minute. But it's so strange to have it like so warm. It's really, and our leaves haven't all fallen yet. It's so funny. I keep having these people coming to, they want to rake my yard. I'm going to put those separate. I have a few that I just want separate. So, and I think these are going to go separate. So I'm going to set those aside as a last item. And I think I had these set aside as a possibility too, but I don't remember. I don't remember now. That's terrible. There are 5 layers to this die. So most of the trees, when they, in their example, the trees have at least 1, 2, 3, 4. They have like all 5 layers, most of them. There's a few that only have 4 layers where they, oh, I like that. I like that. Maybe that's where this other one went. Here. Forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah, so the different layers of trees, there's all different layers. But what I did was I cut, like this is paprika on the soft side or on the bold side, and then I did pumpkin, and then another layer still trying to figure out where that little yellow one goes. I don't know. But my idea was to, at first I was going to do like rainbow and let's do oranges and pink, you know, do them like rainbow color. And then I'm like, no, it's not exactly, not entirely what I want. So I'm going to put this here and this here. And since it's glitter, I am going to add a few dots of glue, liquid glue. Sometimes I would even add some foam tape if I'm gluing to glitter. I have these. See, I'm almost done, almost done. It doesn't take very long to put these together. I'd say the time is in the cutting and choosing your papers, because it is kind of annoying to go through all. Now, if you do it like me, where basically I just went through all of my paper and just cut everything into trees. I just figured that way it's cut, it's ready, I can put things together, it'll look amazing, and I'll be pretty happy with the turnout. The other thing that, there's that one. The other thing that you could do, I haven't figured out how I'm going to store all these trees yet. Probably just throw them in an envelope. But my plan for Friday morning is to use these trees to make some cards. Let's see how that goes. All right, there's that and that. And I think I'm going to set those aside because I'm not sure what I'm going to do with those yet. All right, I have my left page and my right page, and so I'm just going to set these aside for a sec. I'm going to set one on the left and one on the right so I got them straight. Let me pull in my page again, and I went ahead and if you look at the catalog, bring it back in, there is a strip here that's probably 5 inches, and then they have a zip strip and another zip strip, and I tried different combinations of that. I didn't like it, and so here's what I did instead. Let me grab it. I decided I wanted to pull in a couple of my colors and use those instead. So first things first, I'm going to put down my glue. Maybe I'm going to put down my glue. My glue is... So I saw these little glue bottles. I've seen them on scrapbook.com. I got mine from Club Scrap, but gosh, they're everywhere. I even saw them at a Dollar Tree when I was out of town one time. My Dollar Tree doesn't carry them, but I've seen them, and I've seen a lot of them that have, I often order from Be Creative because they have adhesive deals on like foam tape and stuff, and so sometimes when I order from them, they have the ones that have the long pin in them that you can, you know, you have to refill them with your own glue or whatever. But that's another question I get all the time. You know, look at this paper on the back. I almost used it. It looks almost like a burlap or something. Isn't it cool looking? But this one was just stunning with my trees. So there you go. Okay, time to build the trees. So I have the trees for the left page, and I just want them kind of random on here. Now, if you look at close to my heart, I'm gonna move this a little bit so we can look at both at the same time. I'm gonna try. Okay, so if you look at this, it's a little way, they're just floating in space, and I'm okay with that. And you can see they used a pattern paper behind it. So I use spatters instead of a pattern. That's fine. But basically, I just want a combination of oranges. There's that other one. And I just kind of want to move them around to where they look really cool. And one of the things that I really like about this is that I can grab from my stash. So they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 paper trees and like 4 stamp trees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, they have 9. I'm not going to put 9 on here. Some of the trees that they created were the small one. Like they didn't use all 4 layers. They only used 3 layers. So I was just like, I'll just, kind of do my own thing. I'll just collage them around to make my own. And I really like the addition of that shimmery paper. I don't know how much you can see, but I love how this looks. Look at the color scheme. Isn't that cool? And then just as a sneak peek, I went ahead and did some photo mats, and so you could see what that will look like. These are some wild looking colors, but I'm really liking how it looks, and I like it with the gold. So I'm just gonna, I think that looks pretty good just like that. I'm going to kind of move my trees down in clusters a little bit, and now one of the things that they did, before I get too glue happy here, they did stamp some trees in the background, and I don't want it to look too Christmas, but most of the trees here are kind of modern looking. So I might stamp a couple. I really like this one, for example, isn't very, it's kind of, I don't even know what I would call that, but I like that design. It's not super Christmassy, and I'm just the top is gonna poke out anyway. And what else do I want? I just want it to look kind of modern, not, I kind of like this big one. Darn it. I wish the big one wasn't the one that I wanted to use, right? But there we go. We'll put it on a big block. All right, I'm just going to use those 2. And I think I'm going to use a little bit of, I like it to fade into the background a little bit, but I need some pink on there. And I think it'd be nice to mimic some of the espresso. So let me just do a couple of these trees. Now, this is the first time I'm using this stamp set. I'm taking a risk putting this direct to paper, but here I am. I am going to, let me grab a Post-it note. Let me see, hold on a minute. Yeah. My fingernails are terrible. All right, I'm gonna just put that there for a minute. I'm just gonna, ooh, I like that. That's really neat. And then I think I'm gonna do the smaller one over here in this rosy ink. This one will be like here. So I just want it poking out on this side. Seriously. So since I've been doing stuff at my dad's house, woodworking and stuff, my nails were just getting totally torn up. And so that's why I had to put a bunch of polish on because they were just peeling. That's just something my nails do. All right, I'm gonna put that there. It looks crooked. It's annoying. All right, and then this one will go here, but I'm gonna put a little foam tape on it. You guys are gonna be watching me foam tape today a little bit because I want some dimension on this. I don't want it to be totally just flat. And I don't usually add the thicker foam tape to my scrapbooks very often. I usually just use the thin, but I really want this to be dimensional. So I'm cool with it. In other words, I'm gonna be fine with it in my book. As a matter of fact, I was thinking this page might look really neat. Just trying to figure out how I had these or how I want these. Oh, God, that's gorgeous. Do I want that way instead? Yeah, I think I do. I think I want this in the background. All right, my glue bottle is, there we go, acting up. This Journey color is really, really cool looking, and I love it, but I don't want it to be like what you see like immediately, you know what I mean? Like I really want a little bit. Where's my scissors? I really want a little eye relief from it. It's nice to have the narrow also. Okay. So what's everybody got going on today? Anything fun? I took advantage of the Walgreens sale. If you get on the Walgreens mailing list, they often have deals. I need another stamped tree. I was just trying to decide what color. So if I do this and this and this, how about Sundance? Ooh, how about that? I could even put a Sundance like paper tree in there. Anyway, I went to Walgreens to pick up all my photos, and I did an whenever I do a free 8x10, I never know what to do. Because I don't use 8x10s in my album very often. But, you know, sometimes those 8x10s are, you know, they really make it. Let's see. I'm going to end up with needing another little something right there. That's probably why I had pulled out some of those other colors. Let's just see what I have. I could do another shimmer one. Ooh, I like that. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. Well, that didn't take me very long to figure out. Okay. one of the things that I can see in person that you probably can't see on camera is that those look like the same color, but actually this one is the Twinkle Toes pink and this one is the gold. And when you see it when you see this, you know, like in real life, you can tell, you can see that there is enough of a difference there. Now, the other thought I had with this was that I could do the, oh, I love it. Gosh, that's so pretty. So pretty. I'm tempted to do a smaller size. Hold on a minute. Let's see. I could have done stencils and just stenciled this page and it would look amazing. I didn't cut one. That'll work. It's gonna work. It's gonna be fine. So. I have so many ideas running through my head with all of this holiday stuff and all of the just these trees alone. I feel like, oh yeah, pink. I'm adding some pink heather down in the bottom, so I may add more pink. I may add more pink yet down here because I have more trees. The stencil, I feel like I could show the stencils, the stamps, the papers, the everything, just, you know, like every day. Look how bold that Journey color is. Oh, I used the light side with pumpkin for this. And then over here in this corner, that's where I had those separate trees. And I was thinking, I kind of want to make the, you know, the journey into like a visual triangle. There's that Twinkle Toes pink. It looks very pink in person, okay? And then I have a couple of colors. I can't decide. I do like the pink though. Like, you know, like try to decide what I want to do down here. I don't know about that. But that's what I was thinking, something like that. I also have like a little tiny tree. Can't decide what I want to do. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, I'm gonna do it. Scooch it out of the way so I don't forget. Easy for me to forget. The idea that I thought, you know, with this was that everybody sees these trees and immediately, you know, you think, oh yeah, that would be so great for Christmas. Let's make them all green, which is exactly what I thought to start with. Do I want that one on? Yeah, I do. Because I want to make some of those cool pages using some of that evergreen paper, right? It'll be so amazing to use these trees on there. On the other hand, I wanted to do something that not everybody is doing. Like I wanted it to look a little different. And I finished I've been working on my cross stitch. I finish cross stitch like a maniac, okay? I stitch fast, but then I do not finish my projects. Like, I don't get them framed fast. They sit around. Like, if you went through my stash right now, you would just find all these completely finished in terms of stitching projects. They would be totally done. Why? I don't know. Nobody knows me. Actually, my husband has been calling me today. We're supposed to go see a concert or something tonight. And he's like, don't forget. Okay, I won't forget. Okay, I won't forget. But I almost forgot. I almost did forget. I can't really say it. I never forget. I know I had that pink one on there, but I don't like it now. Print a collage. Cool. I'm just going to put that on there. Just like that. Okay. So here is more or less my left page. So we have that. I love how it looks. What I want to add to it are a few journey sequins, just in a few places, but I'm going to wait until I have the right page done. That's one thing about this layout, is it needs a right page. And at first I had started making it really different from the left page, but I love the look of, you know, all of the trees going across. And so here I am doing the same thing again. So basically I'm going to do that same bottom treatment. And let me just put on my glue. So I'm going to start with my espresso. I tried a lot of different things. I thought it would look really cool with that rosy or the journey down here at the bottom. And I just didn't like it. It was too much. Cleaning and getting... Okay, so you're going to think we're crazy, but, you know, we eat turkey now, like, I don't know, a couple days a week. It's ground turkey typically, but we're, you know, eating turkey to us is not like a special occasion really. And when I was at my dad's house, working in his garage to finish my outdoor decorations, he's like, hey, you need to take that turkey home. And my husband gets a free turkey every year from work, which is great. It's a fresh turkey. So that's what we used last year. And then we bought 2 more turkeys while they were, you know, a deal. And so here we already have eaten the other 2, but we had one in the freezer. And so we were like, okay, we really need to, you know, figure out this turkey thing. We need to decide what we're going to do. So we made a turkey for dinner. Oh yeah, this side isn't going to show very much because I'm going to have a photo mat. I love this pink. I would put the pink, I would put the pink a little more front and center, but it's going to be right next to this pink one. So let me just see if I can do something a little different. I just keep moving them around until I like how they look. You know what I mean? And oh, that's so cool. Now, sorry, my arm is in the way. Ugh, so annoying. I have this that I'm going to put upright, and then I had a couple of these. So, maybe I could, I could put these like this. It's a little geometric. I'm not sure. I kind of like the idea of these being down here, and then this one being upright. But you can see the trees are not going to show gobs on this side. And when I look at this, I think it needs some more orange up here and maybe some yellow. So I think that's what I'm going to go with. I am going to stamp. You know what? This is going to drive me crazy. But I'm going to stamp. I'm going to put a dot there and a dot there for where I'm going to stamp my other trees, because otherwise I'll forget. I think this one I want in. Do I want paprika or pumpkin? I think I want paprika. Sometimes they just call my name. Okay, so there's no wrong with this, right? There's no wrong and right, because this is such a random kind of thing anyway. And then the other one, I know I want to do another yellow. So I'm going to do the Sundance. Okay. All right. Let's start putting this together. So anyway, we made a turkey, and we've been having leftovers now for about a week. So we had our turkey like, I don't know, 4 or 5 days ago. And then we had, oops, hold on, get out of there. Chomp. And then we had turkey noodle soup, so we even had noodles. And then Steve and Jen were wanting turkey last night. We had like sloppy joes. I'm like, seriously, I think we need to chill out on the turkey for a little bit, since Thanksgiving is like next week. And they're that's so funny that you said goose, because my husband was talking about making a goose. I've never even had goose before, I don't think. We made duck one year. I wasn't crazy about duck, but boy, Steve and Jen went nuts. They loved it. I have a cousin who hunts duck, and so that was like kind of a special thing. And to me, it was fussy to make because it dries out so easy that you have to be careful how you cook it. But it was good. I'm just not a game kind of eater. So, all right, put that there. My mom used to make ham. That was her. She liked to have ham. If we didn't have ham at Thanksgiving, we often had ham at Christmas. But I think this year at Christmas, we've been talking about that, and everybody kind of wants the appetizer thing, when you make all of your favorite appetizers. Okay, I really like it. Look how cool. You know, these might be a little big, photo mats. Yeah, I get the hassle thing. Everybody in my family really likes when I make my mother's dishes. And, you know, back when my larger family got together, you know, there were like, you know, 50 people, and they would all get together and everybody would contribute a dish, and my mom would make some of her most elaborate things at Christmas, and everybody loved them, right? Everybody loved them. I think I might put foam tape on that. I don't usually put foam tape on my photos, on my photo mats, but today's that day. I'm gonna do it. Because that way I can leave the, you know, like I can leave this backing on those two strips right there, like from here down. And that way when it'll overlap this other photo and it won't be that big of a deal. I know, I use a lot of foam tape. I don't like my pictures to cave in. And they do, they cave in with the pressure in my book because I overstuff my books too much. So over time, you can see the foam tape if you don't use enough. So yes, I use a lot. Yes, I use a lot. All right, so this is not gonna stick. I'll be able to put my, I'll be able to, you know, slide a photo under here, and I can use a photo that has like, you know, background stuff that I don't care about for that. Ooh, 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 ooh. Look at this, you guys. Oh, gosh. Isn't that neat? So, yeah, Thanksgiving coming up. I need to go grocery shopping. Steve and I have a plan to shop Thursday. It'll probably be totally insane by then. But whatever. Lately, my grocery shopping trips are so big because I don't go very often. I need a second person or it turns into a several-hour event. I hate that. I love how this looks. I love how this looks. Now, the other thing, I kind of had like a little strip where I thought about like cutting it down and making like a little something over these trees. But I'm not sure I really want to do that. And I love the idea of, I could even do another little, I could do another little thing down here, but I'm not sure I need that because I might need space for journaling. And I want to leave my white space white. And I was kind of, I know this is weird, but I was kind of looking at maybe doing a little strip of yellow in here. Let me just move things off my table a sec so I can cut this strip and show you what I mean. I was kind of like on the fence about it because Sundance is not my favorite color. But what if I put that there? Yes? No? With? Without? What do you think? It really, I think it does add something to it. Wow, it's just so brilliant. The color is so brilliant. I don't even know. I sure wish you could see. I'm moving my light around. You say without? See, I didn't do it initially because I wasn't sure. But I don't know. It kind of bounces off that you know, I felt like it needed a little something. See, when I added the colors at the bottom, I added like different colors at the bottom. I didn't like them. I didn't like the journey at the bottom. I didn't like any of that. But this yellow, whew, I got to think about that. Think about it. Okay, so the very last thing I got to decide is, do I want more gold? And I think I do. I'm just gonna add a few splotches here and there because there's something about the shimmer of that paper. It's really something. It really is cool. The other thing I have some Journey dots, and those are just, you know, they're just plain. And then I have sequins, and I think it's screaming sequins. So I think that's what I'm going to have to do. So I'm going to pour a few out and put a few on. I don't want to get carried away. You know how I do. Since you guys get my layouts in the mail, you know I get carried away a little bit. All right. I have my glue. Let's do... I could just lay them in place and then see if I like how they look. Because there's different colors and different sizes, you know. I don't like the lighter blue. It has to be the darker. And I don't know. I need your opinion. These might be too big. I don't know. What do you think about that? Futzing around with this crazy layout. Do I have a plan for it? I do, actually. I'm kind of excited about using this. I feel like some of these sequins are kind of big. Maybe if I used all of the smaller ones, it might be better. I have so many. I have so many. But do I have all small ones? No. Oh, wow. Cool. I like how this is turning out. So I like these triangle trees. I cannot wait till they come back in stock. I have to admit, I'm super lazy about, I tried to cut these on my own and my angle was too big. But once you have a big one, it'd be super easy to cut, you know, just cut them different sizes, because then you can just take your scissors and say, oh, I need this size. There. Now I need this size. There. Now I need this size. You know what I mean? So once you have the larger size put together, the others are just smaller versions of the same thing, you know? Oh gosh, this is... I kinda am not sure about the sequins. I am not sure. No date yet, just watching every day. It's driving me crazy. But I have a few people who I'm ordering for so they don't miss it, because I am kind of afraid they are gonna sell out. It almost adds too much. Let me just take them off And let's just see, do I like it better without? I kind of like it just with the spatter. It's not quite so, it doesn't draw your eye up so much. What do you think? I do like them down here. I am going to put those on. Maybe if I get my act together. Let's see. Okay. Oh, I think I'm calling this about done. The only thing I could add a little more, you know, I thought I had a Journey shimmer brush and I don't, which, what is wrong with me? But I could add a little bit more of the Journey spatter look at the top. I may do that. Let's see if I can do this way. Don't you love that Journey color though? It's kind of like the old, like peacock color. Only I compared it to peacock and it's not, it's a little softer. All right. Yep, I think that's it. I think I am done. What do you think? Now, Friday, I need to use up some of these trees. And I think, oh God, that's just gorgeous. Look at that. Those colors. That would be a very cool fall layout. I have pictures of us raking leaves and stuff. That would look amazing on here. That's so cool. Okay. So Friday, I need to use up some of these trees. And so I think what I may do is make some cards, because if I do them, I can do them in a soft style. I've got soft colors in here. I've got greens. I mean, like, you know, there's a lot of possibilities. I can make some snowflakes to put with them. I have all different sizes. I could make some in that same crazy color scheme, and make them really modern looking. I mean, just, you know, look at that. Wouldn't that be cool on a card? And then maybe even put some orange with it or something. Anyway, I'll have something planned on Friday and we'll do that. Yay. So thank you for doing that with me. You can see that in order to actually make this identical, you really do need a mix-in pack. You need some leftovers from the Silver Bells paper and from, and that's Silver Bells paper. I don't see the evergreen papers on here, so you'd be okay with just Silver Bells because all the rest of this is mix-ins. That's a mix-in. So I think we'd be good. It is really pretty though. It would take your pack because, you know, there's not a lot of sheets of each. You get 6 sheets and one of each design. So you wouldn't have a 12 by 12 left if you did that. Pretty. Yeah. Some bigger round. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, good idea. That's a good idea. Okay. I'm done for today. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking with me while I'm gluing and cutting and stuff. And I really appreciate that. Have a great couple of days, and I will see you Friday morning. Bye-bye.